So hi everyone, I'm Julie Schatzman, the Vice President of Programs for the Central North Florida Alzheimer's Association. And here today to give you some holiday tips, and I really want to focus in on one and kind of give you a story from my own caregiving experience. And the tip is to adjust our expectations. And it was particularly me adjusting my expectations. And so my son was 5 years old, he's 9 now, and it was the holiday season. And we were caring for my grandmother. She was 98 years old, and this was the last few months of her life. She had dementia, but she also had macular degeneration, which caused her to be blind. And so these last few months, she was in and out of the hospital. So between my mother, my sister, and myself, we were pulling shifts at the hospital, trying to work when we could, take care of our families. So it's just a really busy, crazy season. And so Thanksgiving came, she was in the hospital, she was out of the hospital, and now the holiday season is going. And so we tried for my son as much as we could to do all the traditions, everything that we had been doing. But this year we were failing miserably, my husband and I. And so it came to the tree trimming time. So the tree goes up and there it sat. No lights, no ornaments, no nothing. All the way to the point where now it's Christmas Eve. No lights, no ornaments, no nothing. So we're sitting there with my son, getting him ready to bed, reading 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. My son starts asking me about coal and who gets coal in their stocking. And I thought, where is this coming from? Because he's such a good child. And so he was just very worried about this concept of coal. And so he talked about, was Santa still going to come to our house? Because we had a tree that wasn't trimmed. No lights, no ornaments. Stockings were up, I have to say, but that was about it. And so I explained that, sometimes families get busy and we were providing care and this is what we do for people. And I was sure that Santa was going to understand. But I don't think he believed me. So we all go to bed, and the next morning he gets up and he rushes in the living room, and there were some presents underneath the tree. Probably not as many as there had been in previous years, but there were some presents there, and he was very happy and so excited. So then he runs over and he looks in the stockings. Not his stockings. He looked in my stocking to see if there was coal in my stocking. And sure enough, there wasn't. But in my stocking, the only thing that was there this year was a card. And so he's like, Mommy, look, Santa left you a card. And I said, So I opened up the card, and the card was this lovely card that says how much my family valued me being a mom and being a caregiver, which is truly the greatest gift I could have had this year. Because in the end, I didn't miss any moments with my grandmother. And those were the moments that I needed to be with her. And yeah, the tree didn't get trimmed, but Santa, believe it or not, he still came. And he left me this wonderful card that had this wonderful message. And let me say that, it wasn't really Santa, it was my husband, that we had agreed we weren't going to share presents this year, but he wanted to give me a little bit of encouragement, and he had left it in my stocking. So it held my son's belief that his mother didn't get coal, even though I didn't check every holiday box. I didn't do every holiday tradition. And so the next year came, and I was very sad. My grandmother had passed that year. It's a very hard year for us. So I decided that we were going to trim a tree this year, but I was not in the mood to do it at all. So I invited a bunch of my son's friends over. So we had six-year-olds who were trimming our tree. And every time I'd take an ornament out of the box and go to put it on the tree, they would say, No, Miss Julie, you put that ornament back. We got it. We're going to do this for you. And they made the most beautiful tree ever for me. So just because it doesn't happen the way it always happened, just because we change things, we adjust traditions, sometimes we do something one year and not do another year, it's really about these moments. And I wouldn't have changed those moments with my caregiver, with my grandmother, or have been a caregiver during that time. And so my hope to you is adjust your expectations. Do the things that are most meaningful for you. And you can't go wrong this holiday season.